Hello, my name is Jim Busick, and I just wanted to throw this on the front of the video so you could see what we're going to be ultimately sculpting today. So this is the head that we come out with at the end of part 2. Okay. Okay, we're going to start with part 2 now. So I'm going to come down to the lowest subdivision level, and what I want to do is just add some ears. So I'm just going to frame this, and I'm going to go to a side view, and what I'm going to do is get these. Let's see if I can do this here. I'm going to grab this and make sure I have the same thing on both sides. I think I don't need the ones furthest back, and I'm just going to do an edge loop around here. Let's see what I got. I might have picked the wrong squares here, but let's just see. It's not too bad. Usually I probably would have picked these, but whatever. So just let's move these back a little bit. So let's move these out from a. Let's get to kind of a front view, and I'm just gonna. Oh, I don't have a move brush. That's why. So let's move this out. Maybe move this out a little bit. Down and forward, and maybe I'll move this one a little bit down. Okay, so this for now will be kind of my start point. I'll move this kind of back, and I think that's good. So this is being really slow today. It's the Camtasia, and I had Photoshop on earlier, and it's just throwing a fit. So let me just pull this out a little bit, and I'll come to the side view and just pull it back a little bit. Alright, let's see if I can't make something out of this. So if I move this forward a little bit, let's just so I want to kind of get somewhat of an ear shape in here. Let's do something like this. I'm going to make this kind of helix thing where this is going to come around here. Let's push this back in a little bit. I'm just going to push this top in, and let's kind of change this a little bit. And I have symmetry on while I'm doing this, so I can take care of both sides at the same time. And just get this, do something like that. Maybe some kind of earlobe. For this bottom part of the ear, what I'll do is come back and just move this forward. So just come back and move that forward. Maybe down a little bit. And let's say if I wanted to, I could move the whole thing down a little bit. If I maybe got it up a little too high. So that's good. And then I want to kind of move this out. Let's go to the back of the head. I want to maintain the shape on the skull, so I don't want it to look like it's half one thing, half another. Let's turn that off. And I'll just go ahead and get a rake and just pull this back. And let's do something like that. There you go. Looks roughly okay. Alright, so let's do something with the nose here. This is driving me nuts today. Um, so let me zoom in if I can and move back here. What I want to do is get a little bit of a nostril going here. So let's do something like that. Let's pull this in. Alright, a great tool for defining the outside of these lips is a drapery brush, which does not come standard with ZBrush. It was made by a friend of mine. And it's just really good for kind of defining areas here. I'll pull these lips way out. And if I want to, I can just kind of soften them up a little bit. And let's go back, and I'm just going to rake this just a little bit. Now, mind you, my rake tool has no it has no alpha on it, so it's a little bit different than the standard rake. And I'm going to bring this up, push it in. And let's put a little corner to his mouth like here. Scale this back. And we can do the same with the eyeballs. So let's see if I can get a little more, if I frame this up, maybe I can do a little better if I just select part of the mesh. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my drapery brush, and I'll just come in here like so. Okay, that's not going to work too good, so let's try just pushing this back a little bit. So I'm going to bring this kind of at an angle so that I can push the top of this back. And what I could do if I wanted to is come in with a mask to get a nice sharp cut on this. I can put a mask on like this and then go back and just sculpt on top of it. So that's going to give me a nice kind of a fat fold there on top of there. So let me take that mask off. And now I'm just going to come at the bottom of this, try to give him a little more eyelid going on. And let's see what we got in terms of so we might have this divided up like one more time more than it should. Let's see where we're at. So if I was to come in and reveal the whole object, let's go down to 6. Let's see what that is. So it's not terrible. I mean, it's not a lot. It shouldn't. at this point I shouldn't be experiencing some of the things I am here. Unfortunately, just because I shouldn't doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So at this point, this is probably about where I would take this model at this point, and I'll probably work on it a little bit and show you guys a little more later. So I'm just going to pull this down. Also, real quick, a lot of times I have a wrinkle brush that was just made out of these lines here, and what I'll do a lot of times, and you see this is not very dense, obviously, but what I'll do is if I have something that's loosely roughed in, I'll come in with this wrinkle brush and break it up, and then with a little bit of smooth, it kind of helps knock everything back so it gets rid of some of these strokes. So let's do this again. This wrinkle brush. And again, this wouldn't necessarily stay like this, but then I would maybe turn down the density or the strength of the smooth, and just come in and smooth out a little bit, and that'll give me usually a little bit of skin texture, and at the same time kind of get rid of some of the rough lines that I've put in here. It just tones it way back. So I'll put in some more. And go a little bit here. So like I could come in and break this up pretty good here. And let's zoom in on the eyeball here, and I just want to kind of smooth this out a little bit. So if I wanted to, I could take it down a notch, smooth it out, bring it up, and smooth it out again, just to get a nice smooth eyeball. Okay, so there's our general head. Took us about 20 minutes, and you'll notice that the geometry as we originally laid it out is not terrible. It's not horrible, and if I divide it up once, I mean that's not bad geometry. So alright, there you go. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.